Now that we have VirtualBox installed, we can go ahead and create a new virtual machine. And this time we will be doing a Windows 10 virtual machine. So click on New up here, and we will proceed to name the virtual machine. For now, I'll name it Windows 10. By default, it may already provide a file directory for you. Typically, the folder will be named VirtualBox VMs. Now, at the ISO image bar here, I'll proceed to click the arrow, and I will look for my Windows 10 ISO file, which I have right here. And I will click on Next. Now, I'm not able to proceed to the next window because I have an error here, which is due to the space between the host name. These here will be for remotely accessing the virtual machine. I don't have a product key, so that's why this would be essentially blank this way. On the left here is the provided username and password for the virtual machine, or well, rather for the Windows operating system. This will likely be the default settings with the username as vboxuser and the password as change.me. I don't really have any reason to change these right now, so I'll proceed to click on next. Now, here you're expected to allocate the amount of RAM or memory and the amount of processors from your own computer hardware that the virtual machine will have access to. Right now, it's the RAM is set to 2 gigs. I'll raise this to about 4 gigabytes. That way the virtual machine will run a bit more smoothly. And I'll increase the amount of CPUs to 2. That should also help help the virtual machine operate a bit faster. I'll proceed to click on next. Right. Now this here is to allocate some storage space from your own hard drive to the virtual machine. So if this has 50 gigabytes, then 50 gigabytes of my hard drive will be allocated to the virtual machine. It won't be it will not be accessible to my own computer. Only the virtual machine will have access to this 50 gigs. And this seems fine for me, so I shall continue. And here will just be a summary of all the details of the virtual machine that I had created. So give you back some of the information like the disk size, amount of processors and memory and whatnot. If everything looks fine, then you can go ahead and click on Finish. The virtual machine will be created and it will boot up as well. I'll go ahead and enlarge it and just give it a bit of time. Right, and as you can see, we got an error here. Windows cannot read the product key setting from the unattended answer file. That's not a problem. So you can click OK and power off the virtual machine. Now back on VirtualBox, we can right click on the virtual machine and go into settings. Then go into system and uncheck floppy from the boot order. And then click OK. Then once again, right click on the virtual machine and show in Explorer. Now, as you can see here, there's an unattended file. So you can simply delete that and proceed onward. That should fix the product key error that we get. So I'll go ahead and boot up the virtual machine again now. And once again, this may take a bit of time. And perfect. Now we can proceed with our Windows 10 installation. Now the everything has defaulted to UK for me. For the purposes of this video, I don't need to change these. I can leave them as is for now. Of course, you can click on each of the arrows and scroll through and see whichever setting fits you. For now, I'll click on next. Right, and I'll go ahead and click install now. I don't need to repair your computer button, as I'm only now installing Windows for the first time, at least on the virtual machine. And so far everything is running smoothly. So I'll go ahead and click on install now. And once again, this may take a bit of time. Right. Now we're prompted to activate Windows, however I don't have a product key. And that's okay. So I can click on I don't have a product key here. If you do, of course you can enter it here. Although for the purposes of a virtual machine, you may not need or may not want to use the whole product key in any case. So I'll proceed to click on I don't have a product key. And here I can choose which version of Windows 10 that I want to install. Right, and for the purpose of this this virtual machine, Windows 10 Home suits fine enough. So I'll click on next. If you want, you can always review which of the Windows 10 installations may be best suited for you and choose it. But for me, Windows 10 Home is fine enough. Right, and now we have the licensing terms. Right, if you want, of course you can scroll through and read it. However, I will not for the sake of time. So I'll proceed to accept the license terms and click on next. Here I'll be doing a custom install of Windows only, as this is a fresh install of Windows. If I were upgrading from, say, Windows 7, and I had files and applications and whatnot on that Windows 7 operating system, and I wish to upgrade to Windows 10, then I will click this option. However, that is not the case. If you were doing this upgrading, this will allow you to keep your data. But as this is a fresh install of Windows, I'll do custom install Windows only. Right. And now we have a drive. This will give us the option of where to install Windows. And I'll select this and I'll let Windows install on the 50 gig hard drive. So I'll proceed to click on next. And now Windows will be installing itself. Now, again, this process may take some time, so you can simply wait for it and So we'll wait for Cortana to do her introductions and we can proceed. Right. Once again, you can go through this and make your changes as needed. For now, I'll leave this as UK. Click next. Right. The keyboard layout usually, United States International is what we tend to use. I'm not sure if the UK keyboard is any different. But I'll proceed with this and hit yes. I do not have a second keyboard, so I'm going to skip this. Of course, it will do some setting up in between, so simply give it time as always, and then we can proceed. Now, generally, it is best if you want to fully utilize the operating system to its fullest extent. So I'll go ahead and use my uh email. Oops, there we go. Ah, do this once more and proceed. Right now, of course, depending on how much RAM you've allocated to the virtual machine, that will affect its performance. All right, there we go. Enter the password for my email address here. Right, so you'll be prompted to create a pin, so you can go ahead and do that. I'll do something simple. Hmm. Click OK. Right. Right. So this is to import any data from another browser. So say you regularly use Google Chrome. You can import all of your data from Google Chrome into the Microsoft Edge browser if you so please. However, I'm not interested in this right now, so I'll click on Not Now and Next. Now, for privacy reasons, it's generally encouraged to um, deny access to things like your location, for example. So I'll hit no and click accept, as I don't want to send any of this data to Microsoft. Right. I'm using a virtual machine, so it's going to be quite static. So I don't need the access of the find my device function. So I'll click no and accept. Right, and this will be to send more data to Microsoft. I'll only send the required diagnostic data. Just to limit the amount of tracking that Microsoft will do to the machine, and I'm not interested in this as I don't have a device for it. So I'll click on no and accept, and yeah, continue denying any of these, especially advertising ID. No, accept. And I'm not interested in any of these right now, so I can go ahead and skip this. Those are usually for like ads or articles, for example. Windows 10 allows you the option to operate your phone from the desktop. However, I don't need to set this up, so I'll click on no thanks. And this is for OneDrive, Microsoft's cloud storage. I don't need this. I don't need to set this up right now, so I'll go ahead and click don't back up my files and click on next. And I'm certainly not interested in signing up for a subscription for Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass. So I'll click on no thanks. And I'm not interested in using Cortana, so I'll click on not now. That is Microsoft's virtual assistant. And now we are just about done. Windows will simply go through some more of its setting up. So once again, we'll need to give it some time. Right, and with that, we now have full access to Windows 10, and we can customize it as we see fit. So perfect. Now, of course, you may get some prompts such as these. You can click whichever you fancy. And right, now we have a fully operational Windows 10 virtual machine.